You know, the last 7, if not 8, CAF Champions League finals have been between 2 North African clubs. I mean, that spells out absolute domination by North African clubs. And the last 8 that qualified for the knockout stages this year, edition of CAF Champions League, you know, you only had 2 North African sides. That is Al Ahly and Esperance de Tunisia. I would not blame anyone, you know, to think that we might possibly have a final that will not include a North African side, or maybe even if there is a North African side, but it's just one with any other club coming from another region in Africa. But look where we are today. Yet another final, including 2 North African sides. Al Ahly, the club of the century, the Egyptian Giants, and then Esperance de Tunisia of Tunisia. This installment, I am actually giving 5 points I've highlighted between Mamelodi Sundowns and Esperance de Tunisia, the second leg, and that eventually Mamelodi Sundowns lost 2-0 on aggregate. Mamelodi Sundowns have been knocked out. I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, but any Mamelodi Sundowns should be aware of one thing, that CAF Champions League is not a feeding scheme. CAF Champions League is not a charity organization. It is absolutely not gift of givers. There is a way of winning this thing. And our young coach is still paying school fees. And that's not the very first point I want to make on the 5 things I've highlighted in the second leg between Esperance and Mamelodi Sundowns. The very first point, I want to highlight some key performances from Esperance, and it's also important for me to congratulate this Tunisian giant. They stuck to the coach's plans. They were very disciplined at the back. I think we were all expecting the team to play on a low block, and it was indeed exactly that. They didn't really play much, and obviously with a low block, you will be inviting the opposition team to come at you. So they were very, very disciplined. I think there are 2 central center backs. They were critical, and they did extremely well. I really want to highlight the Algerian, what's his name? Tugai, number 15? Yeah, Tugai with his partner in that central position. Shalilele tried his utmost best, but the lanky defenders, very physical. They kept the shape. They were extremely good at the back, and one of my favorite players in this Tunisian side is number 25. Chaleli, he keeps it clean. He keeps it professional. No funny business. I mean, even in the first leg, he was key in that that midfield. Although we didn't actually see a lot of it in the second leg, but whenever he hit the ball, you can just tell that this is a quality player. He's the captain of the side, and he's Tunisian. But by far, my man of the match from the Tunisian side, probably even man of the match of this second leg tie, is their young 20-year-old Tunisian goalkeeper, Memmich. Is it Amanallah Memmich? He was absolutely brilliant, and you get a feeling that even if we played for the next 2 hours, Mamelodi Sundowns were never going to score. But credit to their young goalkeeper, Memmich. He was my man of the match. Saved, the first 2 minutes, if not 3, Shalulile had a chance, could have done better, could have put it on the floor, could have chipped it, but the goalkeeper was staunch. The goalkeeper, his eyes were on the ball. Even that offside attempt by Shalulile, the boy saved it. There were just a lot of these half chances that the boy actually saved. He'll probably be the goalkeeper of the tournament. Him and Williams were the two keepers who had considered the least goals in CAF Champions League edition this year, and by far the goalkeeper of the tournament. No matter what will happen in the finals, because what's the name of the Egyptian goalkeeper? Just forgot his name now. Oh, El Shenawi. I think he got an injury in group stages, so he's been out for some time. He was replaced, was one of the younger keepers, but he has not saved as many shots like this Memmich from Tunisia. So that's the very first point. Congratulations to Tunis, Esperance to Tunis, and highlighting some of the men of the match performances from this side. Point number 2, Dosh. The starting 11 of Mamelodi Sundowns. While I actually refuse to sit here and try and sound smart about whether it was the right 11 or wrong 11, but it is what it is, and I don't want to even be overly critical over our technical team and coach Rulani, but how we played, some surprise inclusion in that starting 11, our style of play, the way we approached the game, a lot of surprises, and one cannot say we did not create clear-cut chances in that first half for this 11. Yeah, the lightning, the rain might have also disturbed the momentum, but that cannot be an excuse. But let's just focus on this 11. The centre backs, the back three, it's your Rivaldo with Grant on his right and Mvala on the left. The mid four, Elunga fullback, Mudau right fullback, and you have Obas, you have Allende, and then up top you have Shalulile, you have Ribeiro, and you have Etapelo Masego. I didn't expect to see this 11. Yes, one thing I had expected was, as I said previously, the Tunisian side was going to approach this game with a high block. It looks like a back five with a 4 in the middle and leaving Rodriguez alone up top, when at least they must have a focal point when they are defending and actually launching the balls up top for Rodriguez to hold the ball and wait for the Brazilian to come and the young Tunisian who scored. So at least from us, when you saw a Masego, you were obviously thinking, okay, he will try and stretch the defense and whip in crosses or cut them in. Maybe that was the mentality of the technical team, Rulani, Mukwena. But Etapelo Masego, yes, I will sit here and acknowledge that he was a player of the tournament in the AFL, African Football League, the inaugural tournament, which he won. He was a player of the tournament. He did extremely well in the tournament. But after that, it's just been downhill. The boy has not done well. It's been a lot of games. He's been injured for most of the season. After the hamstring he got in African Nations Cup, he hasn't played a lot of games. But even when he played, he's not done well. So he was a surprise for me. Obas was also another surprise. With a low block, he was finding himself in good positions, but in positions where he's not really comfortable with. He's not one to receive the ball and turn. He's a big boy and he's not used to that environment. And he found himself in good positions, but to receive the ball and a quick turn, that's not an Obas. So you'd want someone smaller or quicker. Mshishi, Mkulise, Emayema, And hence I'm saying I don't want to be overly critical over the players, even the technical team. But one thing we did notice that we're not accustomed to on how we played against this Tunisian side is the diagonal balls that were coming from either a Grant, Mvala, or a Rivaldo, especially to a Divine Lunga, who did extremely well in that first half. I don't care who says what. I know we have our favorites as Mamelodi Sundowns fans, but Lunga really wanted this. He was really trying, as opposed to Khulisa Mudau, who's playing the same position as Lunga, but on the right. Mudau, whenever he receives the ball, I think that's one thing that's really frustrating me about Mudau. When we are chasing the game, you receive the ball, you have pace on your side. You might not be skillful, but you do have pace. Try and stretch the defender and attempt a cross. At least we will see that you are trying. But he was not doing that. With Divine Lunga on his left, I mean, the guy was trying. He put in crosses. He took defenders on, and actually much better than Etapola Masego, who's skillful. And I don't want to be overly critical over the boy. It's his first season at Mamelodi Sundowns, first season in CAF Champions League. But I mean, we saw. I think Rulani should also defend some of these players. So the starting 11 was a definite surprise. Had we scored, we were going to praise the technical team and Rulani and say, yeah, what a surprise. Starting 11, the Tunisian didn't see it coming. But now that it didn't work, now people are going for Rulani's head, which is a bit unfair. As Mamelodi Sundowns, we should not be ungrateful. We've had a stellar season. This is an improved season compared to last season. Last season, and I think the exit in the semi-final of last season is more painful than this one. Why am I saying that? The system we largely employed last year, which is a 4-4-2 and a 4 diamond in the middle, scored us a lot of goals. And we were the informed team. And going to that semi-final against Wydad, we scored, but unfortunately, we also, it was a system where formation that also considered more goals than the formation we are employing this current season. So that was really more hurtful, because we scored goals in the second leg, but unfortunately we could not defend. And now if you look at the formation and the system we're playing this year, it does not concede a lot of goals, but unfortunately it's also scoring a lot of goals. And I think with the change of formation this season, some players have really suffered from the formation. Is your Shalulile, is your Neo Mayema, who was on the bench and was an unused sub. So a surprised 11. And we saw a Shalulile that demonstrated hunger, that was keeping Tugai and his partner, the central defenders, busy. He was also wasteful with some of the chances he had. If the idea was to use width, the idea was to use a player like Tapelo Masego to eliminate defenders, to come into the box, why could we not have a similar player on the right, like a Mabena? It's one thing that really pains me sometimes about my coach, which I love my coach, and I think as Sundowns fans we should support this guy. He's only, is it 18 months or 20 months in as head coach of Mamelodi Sundowns? But one thing that sometimes pains me about him is how overly protective he is over Siyabonga Mabena, who could have done the similar thing that Tapelo Masego was doing on the right. The boy is young. The boy is fearless. I mean, we already have a 20-year-old goalkeeper who's playing at the highest stage in Africa. Why is he protecting Mabena? Why he's not even on the bench? Anytime we've seen this boy play, the 20 minutes he's had, 15 minutes he's been given, he's been amazing. He's been taking players on. And the players we had on the bench, no player was them. No player was there. We didn't have a Sereno. We didn't have Junior Mandieta yet again. But the way he was running against that Skokune team on Tuesday, he really gingerly runs. He was not make sure. But anyway, so it is what it is. We have lost. We've been knocked out yet again by a North African side. We were happy not to see Wydad Casablanca in the knockout stages. But yet again, another devil in the name of Esperance Tunisia is our enemy. But congratulations to them, and we'll have to wait and see how are we going to rebrand this champion football going forward. We still have a lot of games to play. We still have something to play for in Nedbank. We still have some records that we can attempt, an invincible season. So Mamelodi Sundowns, chin up, support the team at all costs. But that starting 11 might not have been the greatest thing. In the first leg, I spoke of the inexperience of our coach. I mean, Rulani is 36-7 in CAF Champions League football. As much as he's been there as an assistant coach, but as a head coach, it's been 18 months, 20 months at this club. And I'm saying this because the third point, I believe there were some wrong substitutions. That's just me. And I don't know what you think at home listening to me. What's your opinion of the substitutions that were made by the coach? I was at the game last night, and I was actually, watching the game, thinking to myself, okay, at halftime, it's 0-0-0. I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Give this first 11 5, 7 minutes, 8 minutes max in the second half, and make your substitutions. Before the goal came, and but that was not the case. The Tunisian scored, and what followed thereafter was just, desperation. I believe the Shalulile sub was an emotional one. Shalulile might not have scored in the night, but Shalulile kept those defenders busy. A deflection or a secondary ball from a Shalulile, we might have gotten something. I don't know. But it is what it is. We did not win. And for me, probably the first substitutions that were to be made were to sacrifice the Oba and Obas and put in either Mshishi or Mayema. One thing about Mayema that I'm still going to preach about is Mayema will always take a shot at goal. And we know his capability with that. He always creates something when given time outside the box. After Tebogo Mokoena, probably Mayema and Sipumbule are second to Tebogo with the technique they use to take shots at goal. And I remember the goal he scored in Luanda. Brilliant. But he was an unused sub, and we kept Obas. Obas was not poor. It's just that he is not familiar with the positions he found himself with last night. He will receive the ball. He cannot turn. It's either it's going to go to his side or his left. So I believe some wrong subs were made, and then I think the Shalulile sub was an incorrect one, and Lunga, Mvala, and who's this Obas were sacrificed from Shishi, Loch, and Mudiba. The pain of being knocked out in a consecutive semi-final is unmatched, guys. And I'm sitting here with last night's ticket. I think I'm gonna put it in my album or somewhere, and leave it there for the day we actually win the CAF Champions League. We want this, and we want it bad. We want it bad. Orlando Pirates, as the only other side to have gone to the finals and win CAF Champions League, did so in 1995. I think they went to 2 CAF Champions League finals thereafter in the 2000s, but they also did not win. And we won it 2016. 8 years later, we are still trying. And second semi-final exit in a row, and it's painful, but we must go again. We must go again. It does not end here. I don't know how long it took Esperance de Tunis to win their second one or their first one, but as Mamelodi Sundowns, we should not tire. Take the inspiration from your Pep Guardiola of Man City, who has been at Man City for some time, but has only won it once. This thing is not easy. Al Ahly, Wydad Casablanca, Esperance de Tunisia, your Real Madrid, they've got the pedigree, the experience of winning it. And sometimes it is not won because of beautiful football. Sometimes it is not won because of possession football. Sometimes, it is not won because you've got excellent tactical, skillful, quick players. But there are other elements to it. Football heritage of the club counts. And as Mamelodi Sundowns, we might be in a time and in a period where we're still paying school fees. It is okay. I'll keep this in my archives. I didn't attend last year's second leg semi-final against Wydad, which was extremely painful, but I'll keep this one. I'll keep this as proof that one day it was tears. It was tears of sadness. But one day I'll retrieve it and say, today we went past this stage, and today we've won CAF Champions League. What next for Mamelodi Sundowns? We played 4 games without scoring a goal. 0-0 against Yanga, first leg, 0-0 in the second leg. 1-0 against Esperance in the first leg of the semi-final. And then 0-1 second leg semi-final against Tunisia. Clearly, it is dry up front, and our over-reliance on Peter Shaluli. You would be ungrateful as a Mamelodi Sundowns fan if you don't give credit to this guy. Shaluli has been extremely, brilliant for this football club for the past 3 years or so. And things have not been positive for him after AFCON. I think his last goal was a penalty scored in TP Mazembe, and an open goal, I think it was in December, unless that's the one. And clearly, going forward, most clubs are going to apply a low block against Mamelodi Sundowns. And we should answer those questions. We still have a lot to play for, and next season, we must go to the market. Mamelodi Sundowns must go to the market. Whereas next season, we are playing in a season that will include us going to Club World Cup, which we qualified because Al Ahly, gave us the ticket by beating TP Mazembe. So again, congratulations to this football club, Mamelodi Sundowns. Yes, we lost and we were knocked out of CAF Champions League semi-final, but we've made it to go to the FIFA Club World Cup, which will also at least will get some injection of R1 billion from FIFA. So we should go to the market and get another number 9. I spoke about Tsegofatso Mabasa of Orlando Pirates. Yes, we're not the only club interested in the boy, and there's also some European admirers who are after his signature, and it will probably be up to the boy if he wants to join us, unless we go and go to South America for another another number 9. We've got a lot of players who play 9.5, false 9, 10.5, a lot of them in the club. But as for a number 9, a focal point, it's only Shalulile. And when he's injured, we suffer. We suffer a lot. But it is what it is. And that makes up the 5 points I've highlighted in this match. And yeah, man, if you're seeing this face and this content for the very first time, I think what's more important for me, if you've seen any value from this installment, do hit that like button. And if you've been following the channel but have not subscribed, I'll appreciate if you, even if you don't subscribe, just give it a thumbs up. The thumbs up actually gives my channel to a community of other, footballing content creators, so that this appears in their feeds as well. So you liking is very key, it's very important. It'll actually motivate me to actually wake up and continue creating content like this. And that's about it from me, and may my God bless you all.